Brian.
Hello, boys. How are we doing?
What's going on, man?
Good
could be better,
evening,
could be better.
Mr. Brian.
Understatement.
Another day in the fucking paradise that it is of being a Tottenham Hotspur fan. I'll just start this thing off where when I came on this show yesterday and I said, you know what, I'm going to be positive. I'm going for a positive 1-1. And I said, because I don't do this shit anymore, where I go, yeah, we're going to beat them. Yeah, they're going to respond. And I said, you know why I do this? I do it so I don't get pissed off when we don't fuck up. Well, I didn't contemplate us losing, did I?
No,
this whole
maybe
football club, I should have made this whole football club from the very, very top to the very, very bottom. Not one single person is getting away from criticism for me today. We are fucked. As a football club, shit chairman, shit players, manager, I don't know what's going on here, whether it's because he's not signing a contract, the lack of rotation, just, I don't get it. I'm going to start calling Dan Doom Spence because what's the point of this player? What's the point?
Yeah, free man like Dan.
We're not playing him. But Brian, do you think in terms of today, the defeat, obviously it's a really bad defeat. Do you think in terms of performance, that, we started off, first half, first 50 minutes or so, we were pretty good. I thought Wolves were not in the game and we just let it slip away from us. But why can we never sustain a level of performance for 90 minutes? It's just not possible for this team.
Well, Sim, the thing you said about being a 45-minute team, not a first half, you bang on the money. You're bang on the money. I think the first half we started very, very positive. I really think I was like, okay, this looks good. We're pressing, we're doing things. It looks good. And then just typical Tottenham picks up. And I think a lot of this now, I'm looking at it, we've got shit players, but we don't even fucking rotate them. Sorry, I'm swearing a lot. I'm just trying to calm down on the swearing. We just don't rotate them. We just don't. It's like you can have a bad game, stay. 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 We won't change formation. We won't change tactics. We'll just try different people in the same positions. It don't work. And the big thing you've got to realise is, I think now beating Man City and beating Chelsea has now become a bigger jinx for us, because as soon as we beat them, Man City last season we lose to Burnley, Man City this season we lose to Leicester. We beat Chelsea. Oh, well done, we beat Chelsea. What are you doing? Fucking well done. We've broken it. Well, what do we do after? We go out the FA Cup to Sheffield United. We put on a performance at Wolves. And you really think people really think we're going to beat Milan? Let's face it, we can't draw it. We have to beat Milan. This club, from the very top to the very bottom, is poison. Forget what people think I am. Forget what people think the fan base are, whether you're pro, anti, manager, players, whatever, and the toxicity between the fans dividing it. This club is poison. There is absolutely no cohesion within this football club. We don't know who the manager's going to be. We don't know if Kane signed a new contract. Eric Dyer possibly is. We're looking at some for a 3-year. Apparently, I've heard Lloris is going for another one. Why? Why are these players being rewarded? Hugo Lloris needs to go. Love him. Time's done. I don't know if Human's son gets a new contract based on his current. Listen, I love that man. But what warrants another 3-year extension or whatever they're talking about is marketing and sales and revenue. Harry Kane deserves a contract. But we're not dealing with that one and getting that over the line. We're too busy dealing with Dyer. But this performance, I'm not putting this performance on Levy. I'm not. The players he's brought in are completely shit. But these players, with their own self-worth and self-respect and how they should have been feeling after that pathetic display against Sheffield United, to not be able to get a result again.
Does this make Wednesday worse, Brian, this result?
Mate, I honestly don't know what makes it, mate. Listen, I said when I went on mad on my instant match reaction after Sheffield United, I said so many people came up to or tweeted me, go, Ryan, what the hell are you talking about? We're fourth in the league, or we're going for Champions League. We're in the Champions League next round. We're in the FA Cup. And I said, okay, let's be positive. You go along with that. Let's see what happens in a few weeks. And there's certain people that have come at me for a long, long time on social media, and do what you want, say what you want. I know. Listen, I will be saying so. That FA Cup next round that we're in, and could have had Blackburn. What's happened with that? AC Milan Champions League. Oh, we're going to get. But what happened with that? Newcastle.
We'll
the results, as you said, Simeon, go our way.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and I'm going to go back to this again. Do you know what this team do? What this team don't do? And I'm sorry, I'm going to bring the goddamn filth up. And I said this on your shows plenty of time on the fan shows. I said, all these people that said, oh, don't worry, Arsenal are going to fall off a cliff. They'll chuck it away. They'll throw it away. They'll bottle it. And don't wait till Tottenham Hotspur click. When we click, we'll be in business. And I said, well, Arsenal haven't fallen off a cliff. We haven't clicked. And you know what? Big boys that think they're big boy clubs and want to win the big boy trophies, when they lose to Manchester City and lose the league, top of the league for the first time this season, what do? They go beat Villa after going to a goal down twice. What do they do today? When the chips are down, go down, doesn't matter how they do it, they are getting the results done. When we need to have results, when we need to put in a performance, can you trust that team to do it?
Brian, we give opportunities. We don't take opportunities. That's what we're
So,
about.
guys, do we
Damn
think
right.
do we think top four is over? Is top four over in your opinion? Is it?
Well, it's not, we're in the top four, so it can't be over. If we're in it.
I know, but I mean, after poor performances, away performances, we keep chucking it away. It's like we don't want it, and the style of play, well, not style of play, the performances are poor. Can you see anywhere out against Forest at home? Do you think us picking us points against Southampton away, or what do you see? How do you see it, Brian?
Asthmatic, I think the question is, do we even want top four? And I'm being serious here, because
That's what I was getting to.
what does top four do? it gives us money
Yeah.
that we won't spend. It gives us that quality music that we get to hear. It's brilliant when you get to hear some wonderful music. But what do we do with it? Do we have a serious shout on going for it? Do we buy Champions League quality players to help us try and get into the latter stages and and actually win rather than compete? It's literally like when you go. It's like when you're going to a wedding of a famous, or you're going out and you see a famous person and you get an invite to his thing, and you're like, we're the Z-listers. We are the Z-listers that come into the A-list competition. Like, oh, hello, we're with the big boys now. Can we do something? Oh, well, you need to spend money to come and join us. Oh, okay, we'll retreat and we'll just listen to the lovely music and enjoy the time while we've got it. And then when push comes to shove, we'll just step back casually and say, well, do you know what? We're in that elite competition. That's all we crave. That's all we need. I don't give a fuck if we're in the Champions League or not next season. Couldn't care less, because we won't do anything with it.
Do you think Europa is better for us then, long term? Well, not long term, but short term, should I say? Because Arsenal and Man United, they came out of the top four and they used that opportunity to kind of push up the league this season. You've seen how well they're doing. Do you think we could match that, or is that?
But Asthmatic, remember, you got to remember this as well, Asthmatic. Champions League players won't go to people in Europa leagues. They won't do that. Man U, Martinez. Man U, Anthony. Man U, Casemiro. Arsenal, Jesus, Zinchenko. But don't worry, it doesn't happen. The big clubs, when you're not in the Champions League, you can't attract the big players, apparently. Amazing, isn't it?
What a narrative, eh? What a narrative.
Brian, where do we go from here with this defeat? Is it season over if we lose on Wednesday?
Mate, for me, it is, mate, because for me, it potentially is. And the only reason I say that, Simeon, is because we're going to try and get that top four. We're going to try and get that top four. And then when we get it, we won't do anything with it apart from announce we're going to have new premium seats available or come and do this. And the
F1.
The team in the champion and make as much money as we can marketing and sales wise. Like you and Ben said yesterday, or even Ben who goes like, if we get fourth last season, that was a triumph. That was from where we were when Conte took us over to get where we were, and obviously take Arsenal over to get it. Wonderful, wonderful, brilliant. Well, apparently we have this investment to compete, and apparently now is the time we're going for things, and we're going to listen to the manager and we're going to do manager things. Well, here we are again in the exact same place, and goes to show that £150 million that we didn't even spend all of it it's not even a minuscule of what you need to compete at the top in this league anymore, or in Europe. But like I said, that is aimed at Levy, but this whole football club from top to bottom needs sorting, because what is happening right here is pathetic.
All right, Brian, lovely to speak to you as always, my friend.
Brian.
Good to see you.
Big up, man.
Hopefully better occasions next time.
Always good. You will do. And as always, Levy out.